Lily has left the building, although people who watch my videos might be surprised by my reaction. Big Brother UK episode 30 double eviction night. I sat down last night hoping that Lily would be evicted. I genuinely didn't think she would. I thought she was going to win because when you look at the track record of British reality TV winners, there's a bit of a trend there. So they were all sitting around waiting to hear who was going to leave the house, and I must say I don't like it when the audience shout, "Get whoever it is out," because it's not nice. It wouldn't be nice to sit in there and hear that. Like, that would probably even bother me to a certain extent. I mean, it's one thing to sit at home with your friends and be like, "Get Lily out," which I was doing. But when the audience do it and they hear it, like, it's just so hurtful. But nobody was shouting, "Get Lily out" last night. However, when it was going around the different people, and then it was Baked Potato and she was getting booed, I was like, that's a bit of a sin because she's a really sensitive person. I think that if Nathan was to get booed, he just pulls mad faces and he doesn't really give a fuck. But I did feel sorry for Baked Potato because she's not really done anything wrong, has she? So they're about to announce it and I'm like, make it Lily, make it Lily, make it. Not actually thinking it was going to be Lily, right? I was trying to project. And then when they said Lily, I was like, I jumped up. I was shocked. And I know that a lot of people who loved Lily were devastated. I've seen a lot of people's live reactions. And I was like, I literally can't believe this. Don't get me wrong, I was happy about it, right? But I was still like, whoa. Absolutely just fucking flabbergasted. So she started walking out and she started screaming and I was like, thank God I don't have to listen to that again. But as she was walking up to the door, right, I genuinely thought, I hope she doesn't get booed here. Because there's only very few people that have ever been on Big Brother who I've thought genuinely deserved to be booed. And I don't think that Lily deserved to be booed. Even though I've been making videos, I didn't like her personality. Like, I didn't hate her as a person. Would I want to be friends with her? No. Would I want to hang about with her or meet her? No. But I didn't hate her. So the doors were opening, there was no booing. I was like, right, that's nice, she's getting cheered, right? But when she came out, it was like so difficult to watch. I was reading some comments on social media and people were saying, oh, that's a shame, like she was panicking and it was hard to watch. And other people were saying, oh, if she couldn't handle it, then she shouldn't have applied for the show. And I was like, how is she supposed to know she can handle it if she's never done it before? You try staying in a house with a small group of people, no contact with the outside world, no entertainment, just in a small house, being watched all the time, and then walking out and seeing all these people having the loud music, having like the cheering, having like seeing the cameras all over you. Like, that is like overload. Even for me, that would be a lot, right? You'd like be shocked. And I felt so bad for her when she was up there, right? Because AJ and Will were trying to talk to her and they're like, how are you, how are you? And she was just like a deer in headlights. And I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, like, let her go to her mum, let her mum come up onto the stage. Like, I felt so bad for her, to the point, right, where I was almost crying. All throughout this series, people have accused Lily of trying to act like Nikki Graham. And despite all the things I've said about Lily and the things I didn't like about her, I've never once says that she's tried to be like Nikki Graham, because to me she's literally nothing like Nikki Graham whatsoever. So a lot of the comments were saying, oh, that exit was trying to mimic Nikki Graham, or she was trying to be like Nikki Graham. And when Nikki Graham got evicted, she went into full panic mode. She stood at the door, I don't know if you remember, but the doors opened and she stood there, she was shaking. She was crying. She wouldn't even walk out the door. Davina had to go up and like, drag her out the door, right? And that was hard to watch as well. But both reactions, I would say, were genuine reactions. I don't think that she was acting that way for attention. I think that she really was overwhelmed. And it was difficult to see. When she was getting interviewed, I thought she looks amazing. I love her outfit. She's being super confident, she's funny. Like, I thought her interview was really good. And obviously other people have come out this year and they've had their interviews and you've thought, well, they've came across as a bit of a dick. But she didn't come across as a dick. She came across as a nice, fun person. And I was just relieved, you know, like, once Lily's interview was finished, I felt like I could breathe. You know how when you're in a shop and there's a baby screaming, or do you ever hear like that one child that's just like, Mom, look at this, Mom, look at this, Mom, look at it, for like a solid hour, and it like you can't breathe properly, and then when you see them leaving, you're like that. Thank God. Well, that's how I felt last night. Some people were saying, oh, people obviously thought that it was vote to win, and that's why she left. No, it's very clear. It's vote to evict. When you go into the app to vote, it's a vote to evict. So let's not even try to use that excuse. Anyway, so the second eviction, I didn't know who to expect. I thought maybe Baked Potato because she's been getting booed. Maybe Emma because of the way she was acting with Marcello last week. Like, I actually didn't have a clue. The last person, actually, I didn't even think about Khaled. Then when they said Khaled, I didn't jump up this time. I was floored. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Like, I really liked Khaled, and I know that people thought that he was acting and all the rest of it, but I was shocked. Again, all last night was a shock. The way I reacted to Lily's eviction was a shock. Oof, it was exhausting. So Khaled was leaving. He came out, he was loving life. He was like just having the best time ever. And he was like, oh, love you, London, or whatever it was. Hope you enjoyed the show. And I know that a lot of people found that cringe, but I thought he's just having fun. Do you know what I mean? But then when he grabbed the scarf, and you may know that Big Brother was being accused of like editing Ali's t-shirt out a couple of weeks ago because she had a watermelon on it, and people were saying, oh, they've cut that out because it's like the Palestine colours, and then people in the Late and Live show were asked to change their tops because they were wearing watermelons, and they said no, so they get asked to leave basically. So when Khaled went up to the audience member and he took that scarf and he held it up, I was like, oh, ITV's not going to be able to edit that out. I really liked his interview as well last night. He came across as a really nice person. And in the show, he was talking to Nathan, and Nathan was talking about him playing up to the cameras. And he was saying, it's not so much you looking at the cameras, it's more like the way you act to the things you say. And he says, well, I'm aware that my mum and dad might be watching, and it's a respect thing. So everybody's got like different personalities depending on who they're with. And Nathan was like, no. And I thought, well, I know that I do, because when I'm with my mum, believe it or not, I don't swear at all. But then when my mum sees my videos, she's like, you need to stop that swearing. So if I'm in work, I just act like me. I'm exactly the same. When my managers are there, I act exactly the same. But if you're with a client or a customer or whatever, you're not going to turn around and be calling people cunt bags and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do act differently depending on who you're with. If I ever got into the Big Brother house, I would simply just be saying to my mum and my family, don't watch, because I don't want to be paranoid about the things I'm speaking about, even though they'd probably find out anyway. But I totally get where he's coming from. He didn't want to be disrespectful. He didn't want his friends and family to be judging him. And while you're in there to be yourself, you can be yourself, but still be respectful to the people outside. Also, during the show last night, they had a boot camp because Lily once again broke the rules. And then they had to do lineups of who they thought was most and least likely to win. And when they put Shegan and Thomas at the top, I thought, wow, that just goes to show you how different the perspective is inside the house than outside. And while they may be thinking in the house, oh, those two are really nice, like surely they must be doing things as well that's fun. Because when we're watching them, we think, oh, they're boring, but we obviously just don't get to see that because the show's been took over by certain people with bigger personalities. Let me know in the comments who you're voting to win. I'm going to make a separate video about that today because I've got the time, and why not? But I'll see you again on Sunday. Bye!